Hey, what's up guys? It is Card Shuffler 99 here, and today I'm going to be revealing for you guys Shin Lim's AGT, America's Got Talent Judge Cuts performance. He basically did a really cool card magic trick, a lot of sleight of hand. So we're going to go break down this entire trick for you guys step by step so you guys know exactly how he does this trick, and maybe you guys can actually perform this same trick for yourself. Now, once again, this is Shin Lim's AGT Judge Cuts performance trick. We're going to be revealing that for you guys today. Now, don't forget, we do have a giveaway on the channel. All you guys have to do to enter is like this video, subscribe to the channel, comment anything you want down in the comment section below, anything you like about the video, and also turn on your post notifications. We're giving away 12 Monarch decks of cards, or 1 brick of Monarch decks, and then we're also giving away a $50 Amazon gift card. Giveaway is ending in about a week, guys, so be sure to check that out. And also, we want to give a special thanks to Amazon. Thanks to Amazon, we're actually able to compile our own basically Amazon page, so you guys can check that out. We have our own link. It's amazon.com/shop/cardshuffler99. Link in the description. Basically, you guys can go to that site. We have a whole page of basically recommended products for you guys. You don't have to buy any of those products. You can buy anything you want from that website. But we do have our favorite decks on there. If you guys want to purchase decks, that's the best place to go. We did put together the #1 list, basically, of the best deals you guys can find on Amazon. But like I said, you can buy anything using that link as well. It is basically just Amazon. But yeah, so thank you to Amazon for that. And then we also have a gaming channel. Just link in the description if you want to check that out. Anyway, guys, let's get straight into this tutorial, basically. So what you're going to need is a deck of cards, but you're also going to need some duplicates. So what you're going to need here, you'll need 1 ace of spades, and you're also going to need 2 of each of the other aces, meaning you're going to need 2 ace of clubs, 2 ace of hearts, and 2 ace of diamonds. Only 1 ace of spades is necessary for this trick. So what's going to happen here is the rest of the deck is basically irrelevant. You'll notice that he has all these cards set up in a specific area in the deck. So he basically has this entire thing set up, ready to go from the beginning. Now, the one thing you're going to need to note is that these cards that he's using are magnetic, and he's been using magnetic cards for a long time now, and these actually help make this look even better on top of all the sleight of hand he's doing. So he's doing some really, really advanced sleight of hand, but at the same time, he's using magnetic cards to make things a little bit easier and a little bit cooler to watch. So what you're going to need is a stack of aces. Here I have 4 aces, you can see here. Now these are all going to be magnetically stuck to one another, okay? Meaning he can handle this packet of cards as if it was one card, essentially, right? So this can act as one card. That's why he was able to throw the cards onto the table. He was able to spin it, so it just acted as if it was one card. Now, this is going to go under the spectator's hand, okay? Now, like I said, these are magnetic, so they're going to be stuck together until at the end of the trick, when he touches it, he's going to split the magnets apart. Now, these aren't strong magnets. They don't have to be that strong. They just need to be, strong enough to keep these cards together until you want them to be split apart, right? So that's the first thing you're going to know. The second thing is that he's going to have these little stacks of 3 cards. So he's going to have an ace, and with that ace, he's going to have a matching queen and king. So this is how it's going to go. He's going to have the queen here, and these are going to be magnetically stuck just like so. So he's going to have the queen stuck to the king, and then this king is going to be stuck to this ace, but the ace is going to be back to back with these cards. So this is the exact order you want here. Now, you're also going to need these right here. And like I said, you guys can find magnetic cards on Amazon. In fact, we'll probably put the magnetic cards on our Amazon page if you guys want to check that out. Once again, it's in the description if you want to check it out. We'll put magnetic cards in there. But like I said here, we're going to be right here. You have the ace. Same thing, king and queen, matching. And it's going to be like so, back to back. And you're going to have the queens on top because he's going to start with queens. Now, same thing here with the diamonds. Okay, so this is your exact setup right here. Now, what he's going to do, he's going to start with the trick. He's going to have the deck of cards, and he's going to start out by taking the ace of spades. He's going to give it a little spin. He's going to throw it around, and he's going to ask the spectator to basically cover it with their hand. So they're going to do that. They're going to cover that with their hand. Now, just clear out a little space here. So he's going to start with the queens. He's going to have 3 queens here, and essentially what he does, now keep in mind, my cards here are not magnetic, so they are falling apart here, but his would act, all these stacks of 3 cards are going to act as if it was 1 queen, right? Now, all he does, the first part of the trick, is essentially he's flipping over the cards, right? You'll notice he has 2 queens in one hand, 1 in the other hand, and essentially the one with the one hand he's just going to flip over, and the other ones he's going to do a little flick, and that way when he flicks the card, they're going to fly off and flip over. Now, easier to do with one hand, obviously, when you just like bend the card like so, and it flips over like that. So that's essentially what he's going to be doing there, is where he's going to have it flips over just with a little flick using his thumb. He can actually flip the card over and it just falls onto the table. So that's what that is, okay? That's how he's going to make the aces appear. Now, like I said, these are all back-to-back, and you'll notice, you can see if you put it in slow motion, you don't even have to put it in slow motion, the queen that he had in one hand, he had one hand with two queens, one with one queen, you can see him just flipping it over, right? So he's going to just flip all these cards over, and now he's going to have aces. Now you notice, now he's going to make the queens appear. He's going to make the queen reappear. So this is how he does it. Imagine, I'm going to have you guys imagine really quick that that we only have one card here. So I'm going to play around with the queen here. Imagine this was it, because it's a little easier for me to explain this. You'll notice what he does is he's going to have the queen here. Imagine the king would still be here. Okay, I'm just going to keep that there because I don't have them stuck to each other. But what you can do here, he's going to go like so. He's going to grab it on top, and he's going to pull it off, okay? Now, you'll notice the angle of the camera is coming from the front, so you can't see this in the back, right? And all he does to make the queen appear is he's going to flip it over, his hand over, okay? So every time he makes a queen appear from these aces, he's doing a similar motion where he basically takes the card from the bottom, and then he shows the queen. Now, keep in mind, on the back of the queen, okay, is the magnetically stuck king, okay? So he's going to have the king right underneath there. Now, to make the king appear, you'll notice all he does is he's going to just split it apart. Okay, so he's going to split those apart, the magnets apart, they're going to come apart, and then he's going to have the king. So that's essentially how he's going to do each part of this thing. Now, he does it in a slight different way, but it's essentially the same idea here. What he's going to do, like I said, hold up one second. Okay, so he's going to go from the queen, he flips over, now you have the ace, right? So what he's going to do is he's going to grab the two cards. Now, they're magnetically stuck, so he's going to not take this ace. He's grabbing both these cards here with his hand like so. Once again, the camera angle is coming from the front. That way you can't actually see the card in the back. And then all he does is he's going to flip his hand over and show the queen. Once he has the queen, once again, these are stuck together, so it looks like one card. He can just shake his hands and make the king appear. So that's how he does that. Okay, he's going to do that. And he's going to do a similar thing with each of the aces, basically, and he's just going to make the queen and king appear. So once again, imagine the ace was stuck here. All he has to do is separate the ace magnet with this magnet. The king magnet is basically, he's going to separate these two cards. These two, the queen and king, are still stuck together. Once again, he does this little grab sort of thing. He brings it over. He's going to flip his hand over, and he's just going to do a similar action where he just flicks it off, drops it, does something similar to that. So at this point, he's going to have an ace and a matching queen and king for each of the cards. So at this point, he's going to make the aces disappear, and this is a popular sort of idea of, you know, making cards disappear like the aces and making it reappear where you have supposedly one ace, right? This is his version of that trick. We do have multiple versions on the channel. We'll definitely link you guys to those versions where you guys can do this at home. But like I said, now what he's going to do is he's going to sandwich the ace in between the queen and king. Now, what this does is basically if he drops the card, or if he does anything where he takes the cards and he drops it, the queen is now going to stick, or the ace is going to stick to the queen, okay, to the point where he drops the cards, now the ace is supposedly gone. So this is where the magnets come into play again, where he's going to have this ace now stick to the card on top, or the queen. Same thing here. He's going to have the card sandwich. You'll notice the second part of the trick, he's going to do something like so, and he's going to drop it. When it drops, you see the cards sort of move around a little bit, and when the card moves around, the magnet on the queen and the magnet on the ace are going to connect. They're going to stick, and that's going to make the ace disappear. Now, he's going to do the same exact thing for all the aces. Okay, he's going to put it somewhere in the middle. He's going to do some sort of action where he drops the cards, and once he drops the cards, like I said, you can see there the cards move around. This queen, instead of moving over here, would actually move to stick with the ace, and that would make the ace disappear from all the queens and kings, okay? Now, that's how that part's done. So at this point, all he's going to have is a queen and a king. Now, keep in mind, the ace is still stuck to the queen. And at this point, he's going to divert all the attention back to the original ace. Okay, this is the ace of spades here, which everyone thought to be one specific card. But at this point, all he has to do is essentially separate the magnets. So if all the cards were here, he's just going to separate the magnets, put a little bit of pressure, separate them, and show that all the aces are now, like, teleported, essentially. Now, you'll notice here that the reason they aren't going to stick back together is because the magnets are usually centralized, okay? Meaning the magnets are somewhere here in the middle. So if you were to separate the cards like so, the magnets here, they're not going to just conjoin back together, okay? They're not going to do that. Now, what's going to happen here, once you split it apart, if he splits it apart even a little bit, the magnets are not going to be strong enough, first off, and second off, the card, the location of the magnet is not actually going to be in the right spot, so it's not actually going to connect. But anyway, guys, that was the entire tutorial. Essentially, these are just magnetic cards. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. And anyway, this is Card Shuffler 99. Peace out.